Welcome everyone, how's it going? In this video I wanted to talk about hardcore mode in Battlefield 4. Lately I found that it improves my experience playing this game significantly for a couple of reasons. They are both sort of linked together. From a gameplay perspective, I found myself thinking more tactically, taking care of positioning myself correctly in regard with the enemy, trying to hide, etc. Also, when I play hardcore, I pay much more attention to all the little sound cues, from footsteps to enemy callouts. It's overall a much more immersive experience, similar to what you could expect from Arma games, for instance. On the other hand, not thinking about gameplay, I find I enjoy more the visuals of the game when I'm not running all the time from an endless stream of bullets and explosions. So yeah, overall I'm usually much more committed to the game as I don't have as many rage moments and I find it more demanding and satisfying. This doesn't mean I don't enjoy regular old BF4. Under the right circumstances I do enjoy it quite a lot, but it's just a bit weird for me to see the distribution of people who play hardcore and those who play regular Battlefield is so unequal, given that hardcore is, in my opinion, quite a lot of fun too. This brings me to another point I wanted to cover, server population. I believe it's something that has gone completely out of hand in the Battlefield franchise, and hopefully we'll see it addressed in Hardline or Battlefront. What I mean is that despite how corny it sounds, sometimes less is better. I get how playing on a small map with narrow corridors and 64 people loaded to the teeth with explosives can be fun for a while, but it gets old pretty darn quickly. I'm not saying there shouldn't be servers such as those. I simply don't think that there are so many people who are inclined to that kind of gameplay. There are more servers that offer that experience, thus it has become the most popular way to play VF4. However, I think that if the server distribution were to progressively change, so good what the people actually play, and thus in due time, it could change our understanding of Battlefield. We could have perfectly fun and balanced 15 versus 15 games, for instance, 3 squads per team. Obviously this doesn't apply to something like Career Assault Large or Conquest Large, but I think you get my drift. I'm thinking Rush, DDM, Domination, or even something like Obliteration. I believe for the most part in the mature scene right now there were only 3 or 4 people per team, and well, I have to say that's a bit extreme. I don't really recommend playing on a server with such a low player count, but surprisingly enough it turned out to be quite a fun match. I must admit at the beginning of the round I thought it was going to be a bit boring and I wasn't going to see much team play. So yeah, we were all quite committed to helping our respective teams, but we were all pretty much spread out throughout the map, so unfortunately my concerns about the interaction with other players were founded. Lastly, I wanted to talk about balance and vehicles. It seems that the biggest concern most people have with hardcore is that as the game is not designed for it, it's not very well balanced. I haven't really found that to be the case, because you die pretty darn quickly in hardcore, and whereas I'm sure there are some weapons that are overall more effective than others, as long as you have the positional advantage you should be fine. I'm actually against the system that Battlefield has always used in order to try to balance weapons, trying to avoid having clear favorites and mostly failing. I believe having a point or currency system such as in Counter-Strike, where different weapons and gadgets cost differently depending on their usefulness, is much more fun. But the developers are not going to lose that rock, paper, scissors mentality, so I don't really want to dwell on it too much. That's all very good for weapons, but what happens with vehicles on hardcore? Well, they're pretty deadly, that's for sure, but they're also blind. And by that what I mean is that there's no 3D spotting. You can see right now that even though I'm on the attack helicopter, I'm not getting an excessive amount of kills because of the fact that it is excruciatingly hard to see a tiny little soldier down on the ground. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.